December 7, 1941. Japanese aircraft darken the skies above Oahu in a perfectly timed assault. Dozens of formations, Zeros, Kates, Vals, race toward Pearl Harbor following strict orders to cripple the U.S. Pacific Fleet. Below, sailors scramble for cover, still unaware of the full scale of the attack. But today, something is different. Suddenly, from Ford Island's tarmac, a sleek, angular machine screams into the air. It's not a P-40. It's not even from this decade. It's an F-22 Raptor, an aircraft 60 years ahead of anything on the planet, and it just entered World War II. Setup: a collision of two eras. The early hours at Pearl Harbor are peaceful, routine, almost dull. Sailors are reading newspapers, nursing hangovers, and sweeping decks. Aircraft on standby are outdated by today's standards. Biplanes, trainers, and the P-40 Warhawk, a rugged machine that can barely push 360 miles per hour in a dive. But everything changes with one impossible event. A fully armed F-22 appears overnight on the runway. Its systems are sealed to 1940s personnel. Maintenance crews can't open the cockpit. The airframe looks like nothing they've seen, made of materials that don't yet exist. One lone pilot arrives, specially briefed and trained to operate this aircraft. No one knows how. No one has time to ask. All that matters is this: the pilot has a mission. The Raptor is armed, fueled, and ready. The F-22 at a glance. Top speed, Mach 2.25, with supercruise at Mach 1.5, over 1,100 miles per hour without afterburners. Radar signature, equivalent to a metal marble. Altitude, climbs at over 62,000 feet per minute, nearly vertical ascent. Sensors, AESA radar with 360-degree target acquisition. Weapons, 6 AIM-120 AMRAAMs, beyond visual range radar-guided missiles. 2 AEM-9X Sidewinders, short-range heat-seeking missiles. 1 M61A2 20mm Vulcan cannon, 100 rounds per second, 480 rounds total. On the Japanese side, 353 aircraft in 2 waves. Top speed, 330 miles per hour. Visual tracking only. The mission? Bomb U.S. battleships, destroy airfields, control the skies. On paper, this isn't a battle, it's an execution. But reality always adds variables. The F-22 is unmatched in combat, but entirely unsupported in 1941. No spare parts, no JP-8 fuel, no computer diagnostics. It's a one-shot weapon with about 30 to 40 minutes of operational flight time, maximum. 7:48 a.m. The attack begins. The first dots on the horizon grow into silhouettes. Fighters up high, bombers flying low. Torpedo units aiming straight for Battleship Row. Inside the Raptor, the pilot begins the start sequence. Engines roar to life, turbines humming with raw power. The jet accelerates down the tarmac and lifts off in under 15 seconds. Climbing almost vertically, it clears 40,000 feet in less than a minute. Below, Japanese pilots focus on their pre-assigned targets. They're completely unaware that a machine far beyond their comprehension is now hunting them. Minute by minute, the dogfight that shouldn't exist. Minutes 1 to 3. The F-22's radar locks onto dozens of targets instantly. Without breaking supercruise, the pilot launches 4 AIM-120 AMRAAMs. Each missile silently streaks across the sky, hitting from 40 miles out. 4 Japanese bomber formations vanish mid-air before they even see what hit them. Radios explode in confusion. Pilots shout in panic. No one knows where the threat is coming from. Minutes 4-8. Japanese Zeros begin circling, trying to spot the enemy. They fly at 10,000 feet. The F-22 is still cruising 25,000 feet higher and 500 miles per hour faster. The pilot launches 2 more AMRAAMs. 2 more groups go down. The kill count is at 6. Minutes 9 to 12. Despite the initial hits, some bombers slip through. Torpedoes drop into the water, skimming, toward the hulls of the USS Oklahoma and USS West Virginia. The Raptor descends sharply, toggles to gun mode. A quick 3-second burst from the Vulcan cannon, 300 rounds, rips an entire bomber formation to pieces. Smoke, debris, and stunned survivors fill the air. Minutes 13 to 18, turning point. The Raptor is out of AMRAAMs. Only 2 AM-9X Sidewinders remain. The pilot engages heat tracking mode and finds 2 hot targets, more zeros. One by one, they go down. 8 confirmed kills now. The rest is up to the gun. The Japanese try to engage. Zeros make brave head-on passes, but they're facing an aircraft that can pull 9 Gs and turn inside them at will. The F-22 loops, flanks, and fires with precision. 2 more down. Minutes 19 to 26. The cost of supremacy. Now the afterburners come into play. The jet maneuvers faster, but at a steep fuel cost. The internal tank is nearly dry. No drop tanks, no aerial refueling, no second chances. The pilot targets the highest-risk bombers, those carrying armor-piercing bombs meant to crack battleship decks. A few short bursts from the Vulcan eliminate 2 more. The pilot chooses targets carefully. Every round now counts. Minutes 27 to 32. Out of fuel, out of firepower. Less than 2% fuel remains. The final rounds leave the cannon in a long burst. One more valve goes down. Now the jet is empty, no missiles, no bullets, but it's still flying. Still invisible. The pilot begins a controlled descent toward Hickam Field. Engines butter. The jet lands hard, but controlled. Brakes yoke. Power fades. The F-22's mission ends after 30 minutes in the most lopsided aerial engagement in modern history. The damage report. Kills. 6 AMRAAMs. 6 aircraft. 2 Sidewinders, 2 aircraft. 5 cannon kills, 5 aircraft. Total, 13 confirmed kills. Impact. Roughly 8 to 10 torpedoes prevented from hitting battleships. Possible saving of 1 to 2 capital ships, potentially including the USS Arizona. Several hundred fewer American casualties. Some Japanese units aborting mid-attack thrown into disarray. Morale shift. Surviving Americans witness what looks like a futuristic protector defending the harbor. But the attack isn't fully stopped. Fuel depots still burn. Hangars are still strafed. The second wave still hits targets untouched by the F-22. And once it lands, the Raptor is grounded permanently. No fuel, no spares, no reboot. Lessons from the temporal battlefield. Technology victory. The F-22 was unstoppable in the air, but only briefly. Without support, it's a firework. Brilliant, short-lived, and ultimately grounded. Victory in war isn't just about superior weapons. It's about fuel, logistics, infrastructure, and timing. Morale matters. What the F-22 does for American morale is incalculable. In the middle of a devastating attack, one machine from the future appears and fights back, successfully. Survivors spread the story. Confidence shifts. Resolve hardens. Mass still has power. The Raptor knocks out a dozen aircraft, but can't cover an entire harbor. Even with perfect execution, the overwhelming number of attackers gets through. The lesson: even perfect tech can't replace a functioning defense network. Alternate history effects. If 2 battleships survived that didn't in real history, the Pacific Fleet has more firepower for early operations. Midway might arrive earlier. Guadalcanal might turn faster. Perhaps the atomic bomb becomes unnecessary or delayed. Maybe Japan sues for peace months earlier. But one jet, even this powerful, doesn't win a war alone. Today, it's tempting to think that one game-changing piece of tech, a hypersonic missile, an AI drone, a railgun, can win future wars. But history reminds us, without fuel, spare parts, trained personnel, and resilient logistics, even the best gear turns into expensive scrap. The F-22 gave Pearl Harbor a brief miracle, but in the end it was a solo act. If anything, its appearance showed the future's power and its limitations. Still, for 30 minutes, one jet changed the course of the attack. Not enough to erase the tragedy, but maybe just enough to rewrite a footnote in history. And the real question remains: What happens if a whole squadron came through that time gate? Welcome to MindScape, where we drop future weapons into the past and ask the only question that matters: would it make a difference?